An organization run by Gen Zers is reviving the idea of bipartisanship by bringing civility back to American politics. Natalie Brand spoke with the co-founder of BridgeUSA for the CBS News series Unifying America.
Every one of you is needed.
22-year-old Manu Meel believes his generation could be the key to tackling America's political polarization.
We don't think there's a more important thing we can be doing at this time in our politics.
Meel co-founded an organization called BridgeUSA in 2017 after fiery protests erupted at his alma mater, UC Berkeley, over a planned visit from conservative provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos.
I felt two things. I felt, first, the degree of just hopelessness. Where are we in our country? What's causing this?
A freshman at the time, Meel says he knew he had to act.
We went on our plaza and we said, let's just talk to each other. No politics in mind. Simply, let's allow young people to see each other.
Now, BridgeUSA has 35 chapters across college campuses nationwide. Meel says 3 challenges uniting Gen Z include economic mobility, democracy reform, and climate change.
When it comes to sea level rise.
Issues that could unite lawmakers, too.
So what is the secret to trying to do that good bipartisan work and finding common ground?
It starts with a commitment to country and to the mission of making Americans' lives better.
Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy represents Central Florida's 7th District.
I used to work at the Department of Defense, and we never looked right or left and said, hey, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? We always just started with, hey, what's the mission?
From the halls of Congress to college campuses.
It does not require this black and white ideology where only one person wins in the situation.
Meel says it starts with helping people see each other as people. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
And BridgeUSA co-founder Manu Meel joins me now from San Francisco. Welcome, Manu. Thank you very much for being with us. So we saw Democratic Representative Stephanie Murphy of Florida in that piece. Who else is your organization working with or hoping to work with?
Well, Elaine, thank you so much for having me. And for every young person watching this, it is so important for us to get engaged. So thank you for the platform. When it comes to politics and engagement, what Bridge is trying to do is not only make an impact on how young people are thinking about our politics, but elevate a new narrative of empathy, of aspiration, of revival. It is so important for us to be forward thinking, and the way that we engage our partners, whether it is a starting point, a civic engagement platform founded by Chris Evans, Joe Kiani, or Mark Casson, or Millennial Action Project, which you saw in that last clip. It is so important for young people to think about our political moment because there's never been a more important time to get engaged in our politics.
Well, you've grown up in a polarized political climate where a lot of the dialogue occurs online. How is BridgeUSA engaging in that space or trying to change that dynamic?
Now, Elaine, when you think about a young person my age, I'm 22, there are 4 events that have consumed our political attention: 9/11, the Great Recession, the 2016 election, and the year that is 2020. And that is not a great sample size of progress. Now, that's not an indictment on American democracy, but it is a demonstrative of how young people are thinking about our politics, how they're engaging. And so it is so important to not only think about how we can show our political system to be working, but to give the leaders of tomorrow a seat at the table today. And what BridgeUSA is doing every day on college campuses, whether it's my friend Ross Irwin or our marketing director, Jess Carpenter, or all the other young people that make up this community, is building civic spaces that provide you an escape from the partisan politics of today and give you a look into what tomorrow can look like. Engaging, building common understanding, recognizing that as people, our humanity needs to come first, not our arguments. And I think that when I see these young people engaging on our college campuses, conversations like ours are so important to have because they serve as not only a starting point, but a key metric for achieving policy progress moving forward. Young people need to be shown that progress is possible, but they need to have faith and they need to engage. And that's what we're doing every day on college campuses across the country.
Manu, how do you have these conversations in a civil way? And also, how has the pandemic impacted your work?
Well, Elaine, we have 4 discussion norms that we outline at the beginning of each and every Bridge discussion. Think about a classroom. When you have young people that are engaging with each other, you want to make sure that you lay out the norms. And those norms focus on 4 things. And those 4 things not only demonstrate that we have to see the good in each other's intentions, but it rests on one simple principle, and that is that the best antidote to polarization is humanization. It's humanizing our fellow Americans and then seeing what unites us. Now, what I do want to say, Elaine, is that when you think about politics right now, the way that we're actually expressing our beliefs are often driven by party identity. We're saying, forget party identity, think about yourself as a person. What motivates you? What gets you going? The pandemic, here's the fact. Yes, it was disruptive, but here's the other fact, Elaine. It is that we were able to meet with young people across the country. Zoom allowed us to not only reach across geographic lines, but it allowed us to bring campuses together. We're at one of the most connected points in human history. Let's make the most of it.
And what's next in our final minute or so here, Manu, for BridgeUSA? And do you have political aspirations yourself? I have to ask that.
When it comes to BridgeUSA, there's one aspiration, and that is to elevate a politics of empathy. If you're a young person right now, when you look on the right and the left, you only see the loudest voices engaging. Those loud voices do not represent every American. Importantly, they don't represent the temperament of every American. What Bridge is trying to do is it's not trying to create moderates, nor is it trying to create centrists. It's trying to create political actors that believe in each other and care about progress over party. And that is endemic and needed across party lines. And that is the goal of Bridge. It's to get in front of every young person and show them that there's a new way on campus, and that's BridgeUSA. And not only is there a new way, but there's a new hope for how we can think about politics in a better and newer light. When it comes to me, I get asked this question a lot. Here's the thing. I got into Bridge because I made my best friends out of this work. And that is important. Community matters. It is absolutely relevant to not only what we're doing as people, but it is relevant to our aspirations. Right now, all I want to do is bring the country together. I think the best way that I can do that is by not only thinking about students that exist outside of the political system, but realizing that people are at the core of our democracy, not politicians. The fundamental unit of democracy is people. And my job and my friend's job is to make those people more empathetic, more constructive, and more solution-oriented.
Manu Meel, Manu, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Elaine.